What do you say to the criticism that the New Mexico United Soccer Stadium being put at Balloon Fiesta Park is a massive missed opportunity on your part?
Well, there's a couple of things. I think first I just want to touch on all these companies that move here. First off, it's great that they're moving here, and they do drive up and down Central, and they all say the same thing. They say, you've got the same problems our town does. And then they're impressed by the fact that we're actually doing real things to try and address those issues. And I know that because as mayor, you actually have those conversations personally with them. One reason why these companies choose us is literally because of our leadership. And I'm grateful that they believe in our city and they believe in the vision that I'm bringing forth. And that's why they're moving their workforce here. Now, with respect to downtown and the United Stadium, of course, I should remind voters it was just 4 years ago that I did put a stadium on the ballot. And folks voted it down almost 2-1 to have it downtown. I really wish it would be downtown. That was always my first choice. But I think this is a good example of leadership. You know, I didn't give up on the stadium. I just said, let's do it in a way that respects the voters. The voters didn't want the city paying for it, and the voters, in this case, didn't want it downtown. So we're doing it at the Balloon Fiesta, and the team is paying for most of the stadium except for the infrastructure. And we're building on the fact that we already have existing parking and traffic patterns and all the kinds of things that we need to have that stadium there. So it's a way to utilize our Balloon Fiesta better. And I think that's a good example of essentially making lemonade, whether it was the art project that I fixed up and at least it works more or less, or it's the stadium. I will not give up on these big ideas, but I will listen and I will adjust and I'll be flexible and I'll get it done, but I'm going to do it in a way that also works for the community. And now that's what's happening with the United Stadium out of the Balloon Fiesta.
All right, thank you, Mr. Keller. Mr. White, any thoughts on the placement of the United Stadium at Balloon Fiesta Park? Would you work to move it?
No, I think the mayor was right. This proposal went to the voters and they soundly rejected it, 2-1. And so, you know, they came up with a plan to try to take it out to the Balloon Fiesta. You know, I think, like I said, quality of life projects are good for any city because you hear it so much. It's like, you know, there's never anything fun to do. You talk about downtown. You know, it is critically important for any city to thrive. It's to have a big, vibrant and strong downtown. One of those examples I gave you before about insurance, I know somebody personally that has a bar downtown and a nightclub. And when he bought it 6 years ago, him and his partners, his insurance was $38,000 a year. It is now $132,000 a year because of crime. We have videos every weekend. Mayor, do you see them? There's videos every weekend.
And Mr. White, I am going to interrupt you on that as we were talking about Balloon Fiesta, or about the United Stadium at Balloon Fiesta Park, and we do want to be able to get to a lot of questions. Sure.